We are Venom. Comics G-Man here, in my old attire, where I wear my Venom hat, and I'm wearing this Venom tank top that I haven't worn, maybe for a year. So, this is the second part to Spider-Man 2 the game, my thoughts and reaction to just the cutscenes, because I don't have the patience to play the games anymore. And bless you people who still have the patience to play these games like all the way through for hours and hours on end. I wish I could do that. I used to be able to do that all the time. I guess I'm getting old. I don't have the patience for it. Because even watching the cutscenes and some of the gameplay that they put in during the boss fights, like some of the boss fights were kind of like, okay, can we get with it now? So like that's how I feel now, used to feel when I'd be playing the games. So, but thank God I could just look up the cutscenes now and watch them so I could see the story, which I've been missing out because I don't play games anymore. So, I do not know how else to explain this, because I'm caught here. I'm like tied up now about this game and the cutscenes, the story. It is tragic what they did to this game. And what I mean by that is this. There's like half of it is trash, right? But wait, the other half of it is fucking great. Well, you know what? Maybe half is probably too generous, because probably the parts of the game, the cutscenes at least. Let's just talk about the cutscenes, because I'm not talking about gameplay, making that clear. Just talking about the story, okay? The gameplay looks fucking phenomenal. Nothing about that looks bad. I'm sure that's a lot of fun to play for hours and hours on end. But for the 4.5 hours of cutscenes that I've watched, I probably liked maybe an hour and a half of it altogether. So to me, there's a lot of fat in there that could have been cut. And it would have been almost perfect, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that a Spider-Man fan or like me that grew up with it loves in it. It's like Web of Shadows with steroids, right? With Venom. Once Venom comes into the story, I mean, black suited Spider-Man, like with the Venom suit, is great and all, but the juice really pumps in when Kraven and Venom fight each other. Like, I'm gonna put on the thumbnail, like, for the win. MVP players of this was Venom and Kraven. I mean, Kraven was so epic. He was like Mickey Rourke mixed with Ragnar Lothbrok, and he was on a suicide mission to go on the final hunt. You know, so I love what they did with the lizard, that he kept getting bigger, and how Peter had to handle the lizard. I love, I mean, there are some things where I'm like, oh, they don't want to commit. But when it came to Kraven and Venom, like, they went all out. They didn't pull any punches. And I think, like, as someone who loved Venom 1, Venom 2, no, I really didn't like Carnage, Venom number 2, the movies, I mean. And I even liked Last Dance. I like Last Dance for the Venom scenes, because I'm a sucker for Venom ever since I've been a kid. Like, it was Spider-Man and then Venom, and I used to love Venom from Ultimate Spider-Man, yada, yada, yada. So, I'm a sucker for that. I fall for that very quickly. So, Kraven getting killed by Venom after, like, they have this amazing fight with each other, and Venom, like, freaking bites his head off. Like, it was like, damn, dude, this is legendary, right? But I imagine people were disappointed because you just play as Venom for that part, right? And then that's it. Then he runs off and he does like his like little Web of Shadows, wants to take over the city and heal the world because that's what he's telling Harry and all that. But what was cool too was the reason why I'm saying like the Venom part was so good for me was because, like, as a fan of the Donny Cates run, I have them here, ready for you, to show you. Like, as a fan of the Donny Cates run, the imagery that they used in the game, the designs, I mean, were like straight up from Donny Cates' run. Like, straight the fuck up. Like, they were like, we are taking the designs of Donny Cates' run and we are putting this in this game. And whoever thought of that was a genius. Like, because, well, it's probably not a genius move because this was around the time or a little after this Donny Cates' run was big, I guess. So, but yeah, man, like, I was in love with what they did with Venom in this. It was great seeing Donny Cates' vision come to life in the video game. And as much as I love, like, the Venom movies, as bad as they are, they are bad, but I love them, sorry. What was so great about the game with Venom fighting Spider-Man a lot in it, this is the closest we're going to get to a Spider-Man versus Venom movie, right? I mean, it's a video game, CG, well, not really CG, it's like the in-game graphics, and they do the cutscenes, obviously, with that. But, like, this, unfortunately, is the closest we're going to get to Spider-Man being in the same movie with Venom. So, those parts were phenomenal. And I don't think I'm crazy, but the part where Spider-Man is fighting Venom in the football field, like, it should have ended with that, okay? Because this is where I was like, I was so happy. I was loving this fight that they were having in the football field. I'm saying, this is legendary. This is fucking awesome, right? And I'm like, I hear the music. I think I hear the music, like, not the exact music from, but like kind of a mix and an inspiration of the music played in Ultimate Spider-Man in the beginning of the game where he was fighting Brock in the football field. Do you guys remember that part of Ultimate Spider-Man back in the day? I'm pretty sure they played a little bit of that music and they put it in there during that football field fight in the Spider-Man 2 game. And I was like, oh, dude, this is fucking golden. Like, this is golden. I mean, of course, that's like using the member berries, nostalgia shit probably to suck you in. But I don't care. I fucking loved it. I thought it was awesome. But it dragged the fuck out. And what sucks about the ending of Spider-Man 2 is how they defeat Venom. So instead of it being between Peter and Harry, you know, they have to make it equal. Miles has to have a second fight with him this part was awesome when Venom grew the wings, just like in the Donny Cates run, when he grows the wings. So, like, you know, Miles is fighting him with the wings and shit. But I wasn't interested anymore. Like, at that point, I was like, you peaked at the football stadium fight. And like, I was expecting, like, an epic, like, maybe Peter would have to kill Harry or something. And it would be like this ultra sad moment. Like, it would be like a reverse Norman Osborn in the Tobey Maguire movies getting killed by the glider, you know, and instead of it being Norman, it's Harry. And no, they didn't do that. No, then they have to go back to the other place, the Feast charity place they used to work at or something. They're fighting him there. And Mary Jane, they got the meteorite that he was using to change the whole world. Miles is fighting him, pulling at it. Mary Jane is shooting with her fucking stupid gun. Like, I never thought in my life, like, I swear, I never thought in my life I would ever say this about Mary Jane. I hated Mary Jane throughout the entire thing. And I always loved Mary Jane. I mean, even the kind of arrogant Kirsten Dunst was way more fun than this Mary Jane. This one, I don't even think this Mary Jane was a woman. I think she was a very, very feminine guy, honestly. She doesn't even have like and it's not just Mary Jane though. Like, all of the character models, I'm still sticking with this argument. Like, the only character models that fucking stood out in this entire game was Scorpion, the Lizard had an awesome model. Kraven had a fucking badass design. Venom, of course, you can't fuck up Venom's design. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, Spider-Man 3 did fuck up his design. But that's 2007, man. You know, what are you going to do? That was the best they could do at the time. They couldn't make the big, meaty Venom that I love. But besides that, like there was this one part, like, where Miles and Peter are talking to each other after Peter has the anti-Venom suit Which this part was cool where Mr. Negative or Lee, they save Peter and then he forms the anti-venom suit. So I thought that was they had some clever ways of like bringing the comic lore and into the game for the mechanics to progress the game. Like I'm not like there was some clever shit that they did in this game. Like I'm not talking down about that. I think that was really cool what they did. But anyway, this is a funny part. There's a part where Miles and Peter are on the top of a building, and it's the first time that Miles shows his brand new like Nike suit, which is like, it is fucking dumb looking. I remember at the time I saw pictures of it and memes, and people were making fun of it, and I didn't even think much of it. I thought it was like just like an optional suit or something, but like it's literally like a legitimate like suit that they make him wear at the end of the game, and I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like that looks really dumb. It looks really dumb. Like who thought of that design? But besides that, so they're like, you know how Spider-Man like he sits like with his freaking crotch out like that, you know? So they're like they're standing at the top of that like with their crotches out, you know, like what Spider-Man does. And like, I mean, I understand how 3D modeling works, so I'll tell you that in a second, but like the way it was modeled, like it looks like they have no cock. And look, I'm not looking for that, okay? It's just the way they angled the camera, like it's like plain as sight, there's no balls, there's no bump, like it looks like they have no like anything, like nothing, you know, like a woman would have like some kind of camel toe, you know what I mean? And they, you know, dudes like Venom has a fucking bulge because he's huge. I'm sure Kraven, they modeled the bulge on him too. But like on Miles and I know it's fucking weird. I couldn't help it. I'm like, dude, they got no cock. It's fucking weird. And that brings me to my next argument. The modern Spider-Man in the movies, Tom Holland, I'm sure Tom Holland has a cock. I'm not talking about that. But the movies and these games, Spider-Man #1 excluded though. I played that game when it came out, the first one on PS4. Played it through, like got everything in it, loved it to death. So not talking about him. But that brings me back to the design now that they've been aiming for, because you know the inspiration with Tom Holland and being so young and stuff. Do you know how in the last video I said that in the flashback of Peter and Harry when they were teenagers running into high school in this game, and I said the design for the teenager Peter literally looks like Peter Parker in the comics, you know? I mean, he even looks like the ultimate Spider-Man Peter Parker. He looks like literally the 60s Peter Parker, just a little younger though. And I'm like, and if they just aged him up with that same look, like that's Peter Parker. And they don't even look the same, right? So let me show you this, right? Do you guys ever read this one? This was the alien costume. Saga, the Saga of the Alien Costume. I mean, this is the older Spider-Man, but like, I mean, even this book I think was published like a long time ago. Just out of yeah, like, look at this. They're writing a forward, 1988. I think this book came out. Yeah, dude. No, okay, so they must have printed this book in 1992, the latest, right? But this came out in like 1984, I believe. So like, let me show you how Peter looked, how they used to draw Peter. And I know you're going to say, you're nitpicking, or, it's 2026, man, who cares about the 80s? But let me tell you something. From the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they designed the characters, like, and they're very memorable looking. And even if, like, you could say, like, some of them are very similar, they have similar archetypes, they're still memorable because of the color schemes you use and all of that and how they act in the comics. So, like, let me show you, I was looking through this again, and there's a particular page where his suit is, like, climbing around while he's trying to sleep. Yeah, here it is right here. Look at this. Look at this. So look at this version of Peter Parker, right? Does he look like a man boy? Does he look like a little boy with, like, who's posing as an adult? No, dude, like, he's, like, even got, like, a 5 o'clock shadow in this, dude, like, he's going like full like he's having a fucked up life right now. But even if you got rid of like the 5 o'clock shadow, right? Like, dude, he's fucking cool. Look at him. Dude, this guy's a devil, man. This guy is a ladies' man. Look at that. Look at the eyes, man. He has banged those bitches plenty of times, bro. Like, I mean, look at this dude. Look at this drawing right here. The way he's crushing the paper, man. He's a fucking man. He's a fucking man. See, look, he was jerking off so much that he's got it all over the paper. Look how much he's jerking off. He's a man. He is a man, right? So, and even Mary Jane. I mean, we all know how Mary Jane looks. I don't have to show you how Mary Jane looks. Everybody knows how Mary Jane looks, and that is not Mary. That is Martin, and Martin is transitioning to Mary Jane. And Martin has taken some nice hormones. Martin has not grown any pairs of titties yet. So that's Martin Joe, not Mary Jane. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. But, I mean, look, I don't know. I just don't like the modern look that they're trying to go for Peter Parker anymore. Oh, and by the way, here's the Kraven's Last Hunt by J.M. DeMatteis. I'm not going to open it because it's in plastic. This is another older published hardcover book. But, like, dude, like, Kraven was hardcore, dude. He's like, give me that final hunt. Give me that death. I mean, he was even saying, like, pull me apart. Throw my body all over the town. Let the maggots feast over my corpse. Like, dude, this guy is like fucking... He's got a hell of a death wish, and he gets it. Like, he fucking gets the ultimate death wish. He gets eaten by Venom, dude. And it was pretty fucking badass. Like, I mean, that's Kraven. Like, so this is why it's weird. Like, I think this is why sometimes there's too many people who work on these stories, because you could see it's very fractured. It's not consistent. Like, you have like these super ultra manly things in it, and like the most of it you got like these pussy things in it.
I hope you'll join me on this journey. This has been Mary Jane Watson, and you're listening to The New Normal.
Like, that's why I like DC a little bit, the way they handle like that's why I used to play DC more when I used to play the video games, like the Arkham games, dude. Like, there was no pussy shit in any of Batman's Arkham games. You fucking tell me that there was any of this pussy shit in Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, even Arkham Origins. Every single Arkham game was dark, gritty, Batman. It didn't fucking pull punches, dude. You were in the world. You were in Gotham. You were in the asylum. You saw the darkness of Batman's world. You know what I mean? There wasn't any like, Harley's got anxiety and the Joker, well, he's just misunderstood, right? There wasn't any of that bullshit. It was monstrosity after monstrosity, craziness, insanity. So I don't care. Even Arkham Knight with its issues, like, I don't think Arkham Knight for me was not even the best in the series, right? But it was still like really, really gritty and memorable. And there wasn't a moment in it where I was like, you know, that was weak. That was really weak. No, like, dude, the character designs were badass. All the different costumes they wore. And that brings me to the next fucking argument. And I don't care what you say. I don't care. Like, you don't like Miles because he's black. You're racist. That's not it at all. I would like Miles if you did something different with him. And what I mean by that is, why? Why is it that you have two of them in here and you're calling them both Spider-Man? Now, I understand Ultimate Spider-Man, Michael Bendis, which I have, he's Spider-Man. Miles Morales comes in and they always call him Spider-Man. I understand this, right? But to me, in the game, it translates stupid. It's stupid. Like, when it's like, oh, Spider-Man, yeah? Oh, Spider-Man, I need your backup. It's like, you're both Spider-Man? Like, it's ridiculous. And you know it's ridiculous because if you were playing Batman Arkham Knight and you're with Robin, or like when Nightwing is in Arkham City, like running around doing his own shit and you don't see him for a while, or you play as him separately, you know, it's like, I wonder, you're Batman, and you're like, I wonder what Batman is doing. I have to call Batman. Dick. Batman, I mean. How are you doing? Oh, Bruce, Batman. It's okay. I'm alright. Well, how's Red Robin? I mean, Batman. Like, if everyone was Batman, it's like, who's different, right? So, there's so many different spiders probably that we could think of, right? I mean, obviously you can't do Black Widow. You can't do Arachne. You can't do, Arachne, I believe, yeah, because she's in the Civil War, right? So, yeah, there's some names that are taken, but you could figure another name out for him. I just think it's so dumb that you have to have two Spider-Men. And it's obviously a political thing. It is a political thing. I did agree with the people then when they were making this criticism, because it's phasing Peter out and we have to bring Miles in. You know what I mean? And every time they had Miles in this, I didn't skip all of them. I skipped like the parts where he was talking to his like lame mother. I skipped the parts where he was talking to his deaf sister, right? And it, like every time they wanted you to be like, oh, look at Miles, look how sweet he is.
Let me make some calls. Okay.
Mom, do you need me to go?
Didn't you just finish telling me how busy you are?
Yeah, but I always have time for my community.
I was like, bleh, bleh. And here's another reason why. You're like, well, what do you mean? They're superheroes. They got to be so nice. You know what I miss? You know what Spider-Man I miss? I miss the pissed off Spider-Man. I miss the smart ass Spider-Man. Like, yeah, I know, like, you're like, when he had the Venom suit, it makes him worse even in the comics. But have you ever read, like, the original Spider-Man comics from the 60s? I'm sure you guys have, right? Do you remember what a pain in the ass he was with everybody? Like, he never wanted to team up with anybody. He's always doing everything on his own. Everybody's always against him. He's always, like, you know, pissed off at people. But he's always doing the right thing. He's always doing the right thing, but he's never getting the credit for it. Like, I miss that Spider-Man. And yeah, they do that a little bit in here. Like, J. Jonah Jameson comes in a little bit in the game, but it's not like a major factor. And I know there are comics where that's not a major factor either. But, like, I don't feel like there's enough conflict. The only conflict is, like, the generic, like, Venom struggling with the host. And you know what I mean. Like, we've seen this a million times. And Ultimate Spider-Man, which is does it better than this, in my opinion. Edge of Spider-Man game. And I'm not talking about the comics. I'm just sticking with the games in terms of making that comparison. But, you know, they do it way better in the comics anyway. And Donny Cates revolutionized Venom, in my opinion. I think he did a great job and changed Venom and Eddie Brock's character. And he made him, like, really... Although I loved Eddie since I was a kid. Like, I loved him in the animated series. What did I do with that little sucker? You guys remember the 1994 animated series, or like the PS1 games? You know, you go back, right? Like, I always loved the scenes in this where, like, he's like doing his bench presses and shit, and he's like fucking jacked, and that, like, Venom is like so fucking evil in it. Like, I fucking love that old school Venom. I really do. But look. And here's another thing. I want to go back to... I know I made a criticism in the last video, which I'm sticking with, that made Miles look more like a scumbag than a hero when he was trying to go after Lee for vengeance against killing his father in the first game. And all those people are about to get killed by the fan. Here's another criticism that I have, actually, on Peter's part, which is the writing. If Peter is supposed to be mentoring Miles, right? Why didn't he fucking, like, go after him about that? Like, why didn't he, like, you know, Batman would have fucking gave Damian shit for acting like that. Like, he does it in the comics. Like, when Damian is, like, a smartass and he thinks he could do anything, Batman hits him over the head or something. Like in one of the recent ones I was reading, Batman and Robin, the ones by Joshua Williamson. And if Dick was doing something stupid like that, like, Batman would fucking... talk to him about it, at least, right? So, the fact that Peter didn't say anything to Miles, like, even if he just was, like, coming from an understanding point, like, I know you want to have vengeance against Lee for killing your father, but, I mean, Miles, man, those people were about to get shredded. Like, that would have made Miles' character more interesting, actually, if he was held accountable for acting like that. And not saying, like, to punish him completely, but, like, somebody make him reflect on acting like that and to help his character grow. But they didn't do that. Like, nobody challenges Miles like they like Peter has been challenged so much in the movies, in the comics, when he does good things, and it always goes back in his face. I mean, Sam Raimi, I know I keep going back to it, but I'm sorry, he is the master at this. He was the master at showing this. I mean, Peter was living like a poor person, practically. He was just a photographer. He was doing all these... He was working at the pizza delivery store. The guy was living like a pauper, right? And you know what annoys me? This guy... They hand everything to them on a plate now in the Spider-Man movies. I mean, like, even in the fucking Homecoming or the ones with Tom Holland, like, he's just a kid, and then Iron Man comes in, and he gives him everything he wants. Yeah, like, people made the argument, like, oh, well, he put him in danger when he sent him to fight in the Civil War with Captain America. He wasn't thinking about Peter. Yeah, I mean, Iron Man is Iron Man. But my point is, though, like, in the newest iterations of Spider-Man, he's a spoiled fucking faggot. Like, he barely, like, oh, what's the most mental fucking, backlash that he gets? Like, physical shit, villain fights and all that, fine. But, like, it just feels like the old Spider-Man felt like the world was against him. Like nobody liked him, really. Even the heroes, like, kind of looked at him like a pain in the ass sometimes. I mean, of course, you have few exceptions and everything. But it doesn't feel like that anymore. Like, it just feels like kind of faggy. So, let me also get on to the point how Miles also ruined the end, in my opinion. Now, say what you want about Spider-Man 3, for example, with all the issues of that, emo Tobey Maguire, skinny Venom, right? We could go down the list of some of the issues. Sandman killing Uncle Ben, right? Or being knowing the guy who killed Uncle Ben, if I'm getting that right. There are some weird things that came out of Spider-Man 3. I'll give you that. But I still like Spider-Man 3. But when Harry is fighting the Sandman in Spider-Man 3, and he fucking dies for Peter, or like he dies like fighting with them, like it gives meaning to the character. And when James Franco was dying, like, as dumb as Spider-Man 3 might have been, his performance, that moment where he's dying with Toby and Kirsten Dunst is classic, dude. Like, James Franco was golden. So they don't. So you. That's what I'm saying. You must have had like fucking manly badass comic book geeks, right? Like me, who were working on the Kraven and the Venom stories on this game. And then you must have had, like, the faggots working on the rest, because the rest of it feels like faggotry. So, Harry is telling Peter at one point, as he's Venom, you have to kill me, do it now, because I can't control it, do it now! And, Peter pushes the anti-Venom into Harry, and then he's, like, alive for a little bit, and then he dies. And this stupid bullshit where Miles has, like, this electric ability, like he's Zeus, god of thunder, and he can, do all this thunder shit. It only works for John Kent. Like, they gave John Kent lightning powers in the Adventures of Superman through the Lazarus Planet event because of the Lazarus Rain, and he got extra powers. And it makes more sense for a Superman character to have lightning abilities. I mean, I think Miles is... Not that Miles is, like, conjuring it up through magic. I know that he's doing his Spidey science stuff. But Spider-Man never used... I mean, he never needed that as his main thing. I mean, even maybe he might have used it one time. I don't even know, honestly. You tell me in the comments if that was a thing. But I mean, what is Miles trying to be Shocker now? Like, fuck you, dude. Like, you... So then he's like, I have to try and save Harry. I at least have to try. Which, of course, right, if you have the electric gloves, you would say, like, yeah, let me try. I'm not striking that writing plot. Like, I'm saying if I had the ability and I think I could bring Harry back to life, sure, we could try that. But I honestly think, like, he shouldn't have revived him at all. Like, even if you kept the part with the electric, I wouldn't have let Harry, like, breathe again. Like, I would have, like, maybe would have tried a couple times, and Peter would be like, come on, Harry, and I would have been like, nope, that's it for Harry. But no. He wakes up, and it's like, Miles is a hero, which is fine. But I think it's kind of gay, because now Harry is in a coma, and Norman Osborn is obvious. We all know, like, he's going to become Green Goblin in the third game. We all know that, right? So, he's angry at Spider-Man. He's like, what did you do to my son? What did you do to my son? Like, dude, it would have been more believable if Harry was dead, right? You guys remember Spider-Man 1? iconically, classically, beautifully, masterfully, when Peter comes in with Norman's body after he gets killed with the glider, right? He's like, you guys remember that great Willem Dafoe scene, right? That fucking great Willem Dafoe. He brings Willem Dafoe's body back to the apartment that the mansion that Harry and them live at, and he's Spider-Man is gently putting down Willem Dafoe's body out of respect, and then Harry comes in. What did you do? Answer me! And he goes like for a knife, I think, in the movie. Did he go for a knife or a gun? I forgot what Harry went for. And then when Harry turned back around, Spider-Man was already out of the window. And it was just so fucking beautiful. And you know what? I'll give you this. It's probably like my childhood nostalgia, but I don't give a fuck, dude. It was art, man. That's art. And what do they do here? I mean, they show Norman, like, storming Norman, like he's pissed off because his son is in a coma, understandably so. He takes, like, the cane that he bought him, and he's like, wrecking everything, and then Mary Jane and Peter leave the room, like, okay. It would have been more believable if Peter carried Harry's dead body into the scene, and Norman would be like, what did you do to my son? What did you do? And then that's like his journey to become the Green Goblin. Right? Like, that would have been great. And that would have been great. No, they fucked up so much in this game. They fucked up everything. Like, it's too gay. It's too predictable. It's too lame. And yeah, you could go to the other side, but what you want is predictable. You're just taking what you liked from Sam Raimi and putting it to this. But it... Hold on. But it worked. And it was great. So you could still use that for the game. I mean, it is Spider-Man. Of course it should be inspired by the greats with a little different taste. But no, they gotta have Miles. And of course, a few times throughout the game, it's hinting like, well, Miles, I just don't know why I'm here. Maybe Mary Jane is right. Maybe I shouldn't be Spider-Man. I mean, look at you. You changed a villain to be a good guy, Mr. Lee. I never changed a villain to be a good guy. Wow, I'm fucking worthless. As he's wearing the anti-Venom suit. As he's literally wearing the key to stopping Venom. He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should be Spider-Man. Oh, I'm a fucking guy. And Miles was like, oh, I think this is a city for two Spider-Men who have no cock. Right? Oh, how wonderful. It's so fucking gay. Oh, don't get me started more on Mary Jane. I mean, besides the fact that she looks like Martin Joe, she doesn't look like no Mary Jane. She looks like a sweet English boy who's very feminine. Give me a break. And she's annoying. And these scenes, like, there was a scene where she was fighting. No, she was in the house with Harry, right? Because he came in as Venom near the end, and he was taking her hostage. And like, Peter comes in, and they're talking, and like Venom is like, no, we are your friend. We are Venom, right? And he's about to like attack Peter. He's about to attack Spider-Man. And what did they do? They have Mary Jane be like, no! And she jumps in front of Venom. I mean, it doesn't kill her, like it pushes her off to the side. But it's like, and you're going to say, oh, but it's because she loves Spider-Man so much. There's no fucking logic in that. Like, first of all, Spider-Man would be fast enough to be like, bitch, what are you doing? You jumping in front of me, motherfucker. You can't handle that, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is this shit? Martin, put your fucking flat ass down, you flat ass titty bitch. It's my fucking game. It's my fucking movie. Not fucking Martin Joe. Not fucking fake Mary Jane. It's fucking Peter Parker Spider-Man. Put your fucking ass down. Put your ass down. Okay, where were we, Venom? Like, that's what Peter Parker would do. He'd be like, what is Mary Jane doing? No, I'm not going to let you jump in front of me like that. You're not the man. I got the fucking pants here. I'm fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man, not Spider-Man. Okay? Get that shit right, motherfucker. And there's a few times they have her act like this that I noticed. Like, very subtle, though. Very subtle. So, like, there was a part where she has her shotgun, right? And I think it was like during the Hunters when they were attacking or some shit. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just coming to my head. So there's a part where like she comes out and there's just one more Hunter guy. And it was during that stupid roller coaster scene where like, you know, the roller coasters were coming apart and Spider-Man is like holding on to them. You know, he's holding on to them. And one of the Hunters like sees him at a vulnerable spot, and the Hunter is about to shoot him, like, you know. And Mary Jane, like, you know, after she does her sneaky shit throughout like one of those dumb missions that they have, she like has the gun and like she shoots him, right? And then the rest of the Hunters like were in the van that he didn't go in, that last guy that she shocked with. And like right as they're about to drive away, you know what I thought was weird? She like was like, she had the gun after she took out the guy, right? She took him out, right? And then she's standing there. And then there's a van that's about to drive away with the bad guys in it, right? And they show her kind of like she's about to be like, I gotta go fucking up in that shit. I gotta fucking go after these motherfuckers. Like, the fuck? What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot the van with a shotgun? What are you gonna do? You know? So they got all these moments where she's got like this body language like, I'm fucking Mary Jane, motherfucker. I'm fucking Mary Jane. I'm gonna fuck shit up. I'm fucking Mary Jane. Give me a break. And I know you're saying, oh, you're making a big deal about, like, dude, little details like that take you out. You know, if you care, if you've been reading this shit your whole life, if you've been watching these movies your whole life, if you've been watching the cartoons your whole life, little details like that make you go, huh? You know? I mean, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, dude. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute. This is what you're going to say. And I know exactly what you're going to say. My ghost commentators that don't exist. But in Web of Shadows, Mary Jane is walking around with a shotgun with Luke Cage. And I will agree with you. And guess what? They did it right in Web of Shadows because you know why? Mary Jane still looks like Mary Jane. She's got the nice titties. She's got the nice ass. She's got the nice hair, and she's got the nice face. But underneath all that, she's a deadly foe with a shotgun, and she's next to Luke motherfucking Cage, dude. You know? So, but the way they did it in Web of Shadows was cooler. Like, it's like Mary Jane, it made sense, because the world is going crazy, the venom is all over the place, and it's like The Walking Dead, like it was a build-up. It made sense. But like this bitch is walking around with a shotgun. Like a shotgun, like a fucking glorified taser. It's fucking gay. You know? If you get, you know what I was saying in my head? I said, you know what would make this cooler? Right? I know you can't fix how she looks so fine, but you know what would make it cooler? You take a book out of Resident Evil Revelations. Give her a real fucking gun. And make it cool at least. Have Mary Jane walking around with a fucking Glock. Have her walking around with a fucking M9, a Beretta, a fucking Colt. Any fucking gun with bullets in it that she has to reload. Give her a fucking little sawed-off shotgun. I would buy that. I would fucking love that. That because everyone loves sexy chicks with fucking guns. I mean real guns, not little... I mean, she's even doing that to the fucking symbiotes. What is this shit? What is this shit? What are these people who make these games now? They play with Nerf guns? When they play Call of Duty, they mod their guns to look like fucking Nerf guns? What are you, a bunch of fucking homos? God damn. I mean, even Web of Shadows, they had Mary Jane walking with a shotgun. You remember that. Don't put that down the memory hole. Mary Jane had a shotgun and she looked good with a shotgun. Yeah, no, I can't believe how fucking energized I am from this. Like, because there was just so much greatness from Venom and Kraven, right? Like this is why. You say to yourself, like, that's why Kraven is such an awesome villain in Spider-Man's world. That's why Venom is so fucking cool, right? But they fuck it all up with everything else. Because we gotta have two Spider-Men, and they're both called Spider-Man. I mean, how fucking dumb are you? Right? Well, why does it work? Why does it work in Batman? Why does it even work in Shazam for the cult followers that still love Shazam, like me? Why do the group teams work in DC, for example? Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Marvel, but I'm saying The DC stuff really shines because they really do a good job with the different types, the different armors, the different designs, the different personalities. I mean, they really stick the fuck out, and they translate well in moving media. I'm emphasizing that DC Comics and DC ideas, they do way better. They translate way better in animated and moving media. Movies, animation, you name it. Right? Not all the time. Right? They might have some problems. But for the most part, you could do more with how they handle it. And I'm not talking against the comics of the old school Marvel books, because Marvel could be like what I'm saying about DC, in my opinion. Like, it's just the people that are doing it just can't do it. I mean, look at how they did Eternals, right? You remember that horrible movie Eternals? The designs are awful, right? They don't look anything like Jack Kirby shit. Like, why don't you want to make something like that's like if they when they do the Fourth World stuff on DC, like in the animated stuff, and they do Darkseid, Granny Smith, like they look like and act like the characters in the comic, right? Granny Smith, Darkseid, Desaad. We could go to Vandal Savage, like in Young Justice. I mean, Young Justice does a great job with them. And it translates so well from comic to the TV. Even if they do a few different things, the core of the character is still there. It's not something totally different, you know? And I'm serious. Like, I mean, this Miles character... look... I like a lot of weird stuff. I like a lot of different things. I mean, look, I like John Kent. I know a lot of people don't like that. But, I mean, it's so poorly written. I mean, they really did a terrible job. It's just not sellable. I mean, yeah, I know you're going to say he probably does good with sales. A lot of people like it. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand it. And you know what else always used to piss me off, just going off topic a little bit? Gwen Stacy Spider-Man. I always thought that was stupid. I don't know why people like that shit. I don't understand that at all. Like, her design sucks. Her idea sucks. And it's just stupid. Right? Like, even in the TVA special that I did last year, where instead of giving fucking Sylvie, you know, the alternate version of Loki, the main spotlight in a comic, which would have been fucking great for TVA fans, what did they do? They give it to Gwen Stacy. Like, who cares about Gwen Stacy? And then you can be like, oh, there's so many people who like Gwen Stacy. You're sexist. You don't like her, even though you like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. And, you know, let me just go back to Venom, right? Like, I even love the Al Ewing. I just say Ewing because it's funny. I love even his rendition of Venom. I really loved his version. Like, Ewing's Venom, even though Donny Cates' Venom is superior in every way, Ewing's Venom, I like the art style in it too. Like, it's different, and it feels gooey. It feels like off. You know what I'm saying? The way they drew it in this. Who did it again? The art? I don't even remember. I mean, I don't even know. I guess they changed it a couple times, but the way, this is a great issue, one by Al Ewing. I have the issues hung up on the wall, but I just brought out the TPBs because the trade paperbacks, because I don't want to take them off the wall. I hung them up like along with my other comics, you know. But like this one was great because this one was where Venom was like in some kind of like not Clintar, like a Venom hell, where he was like finding himself, and he was like fighting himself. I think it was in this one, or which one was it? I don't know if it was in this one. It's been a while since I read these, you know. But there was one where he found out that he was fighting different iterations of himself. Like there was a Weasley one of himself, and there was a bad version of himself. But there was like he was turning into them, and that's how he was. It was really, I can't explain it, but he was turning into them as you were progressing towards the story. And I thought it was like really cool how Ewing did it. I really did. So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't even know how much more I could say here, guys. I mean, I think I said a lot. And this is probably the most pumped I've ever been on the video. Like, and I didn't write any of this down. I didn't fucking practice this or script it. Like, this is literally just my thoughts after finishing Spider-Man 2. So, Thank God I didn't have to play through the whole game and get disappointed. I could just watch the cutscenes because I don't have the patience anymore. So, I think I'm out of juice, guys. I think I'm out of juice. I think I gave you a lot of juicy stuff to make fun of me. Be like, dude, this guy. You know, his Willem Dafoe impersonations. Right? I gave you enough meme material. Okay? So, you know, tell me what you think in the comments. Am I crazy? Do you see some of my points? Do you think I'm reasonable? Do you think I'm just an extremist Spider-Man childhood nostalgia fan? Let me know in the comments. Or don't, because I'm talking to myself still. Who cares, right? Who cares? Have a good night.